But again, like I said about the whole Colton injury, whoever it is, the next guy's one play away. So you got to prepare as if you're the starter, regardless if you get named or not. You got to prepare like you're the starter because you're one play away from being the guy again.
Is there a sense that the team selects the quarterback in terms of who plays better for that guy, who rallies the team around better?
Well, I don't know if this will answer your question, but one of the things we're really looking for is, which guy goes out there and the other 10 guys get better, and if that answers your question or not, but, if that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a consistent quarterback that can consistently put his team in the end zone every time he's out there, whether if it's Ty with the ones or Ty with the twos or Cole with the ones or Cole with the twos or John Steven with the threes or the ones, whoever he gets rest. Who puts the ball in the end zone consistently? Because that's what everybody wants to see in our offense, is us putting points on the board and winning a lot of football games.
The Michael Petway is already kind of a physically impressive looking kid before he goes through the summer workouts, and then find out he's down to 7% body fat. Just how impressed are you by him? Very impressed.
I mean, just like all of our guys, they've all bought in. We have not had an issue of a guy really not buying in. If we had, it's been minor, and those guys may not be here anymore. But just like Petway, I mean, everybody's buying in, and that whole receiver room. I mean, you talk about Petway, you can talk about Jared Cornelius. I mean, all those guys have changed their body, and they've all bought in. They've all had a great summer. But now we just got to find out, how it translates in football. You're going to win games, yeah, by training the right way, but you're going to win games on the football field. So let's see how it translates from this summer to fall camp, and hopefully he's ready to go, as well as our other receivers, because we're going to need all of them.
Talking about quarterbacks and trying to figure that out, you got a lot of positions still to figure out. Consistency, how big is that for maybe the first week or two of practice, figuring out who's going to be the consistent guy that you can put at each position?
Yeah, it's all about that, and knowing our scheme. Like I said, we coming back, the NCAA allows us to meet with our guys, and so coming back from summer and getting a chance to meet with our guys and really find out what they know. I mean, it was very impressive to find out what they retained from spring and what they worked on in summer on their own. I did not want to go back to day one from the spring, and that's from an install standpoint. I did not want to do that day one of fall camp. And what those guys have done is a tribute to their hard work and their motivation to get this team back on the right track, and was very excited to see that those guys had really learned a lot this summer and really had helped the young guys along as well. But we're again, we're not going to go back to day one of spring ball, day one install of fall camp. So I'm excited about that, excited about what else we can add, get those tools in the toolbox in case we need them.
So with the summer, I'm assuming they went back and did everything you guys did in the spring. Was there anything else you guys added for them to work on, or was it just refining what they did in the spring?
Again, in those meetings we're allowed to have, we installed a couple things. And it's actually been here recently. I wanted them to go back June and July and really do what we did in the spring, really get good at what we put in on their own, and they did a really good job with that. So when we got back, and I kind of felt like, hey, these guys have done a heck of a job, we went ahead and added a couple concepts, and we'll add a couple more come fall camp. But I'm extremely excited about what those guys retained all through the spring and all through the summer to allow us to keep going in our install. Thank you.
So, Matt, do you feel like you have a good idea of what the freshmen, John Steven and Connor, can do? I mean, or does that not come until a few practices in the fall camp?
Yeah, the NCAA won't allow us to go out and watch them, so I haven't seen them throw a football. And that's the hardest part. Now, I do know that they've been in the meeting room and learning. I've been, asking them questions about what they know, and they seem to have really picked up the offense fairly well, coming in the summer and missing 15 practices, and then actually going out there and doing, I know Ty and Cole and Dalton and Jack, those older guys, were giving those younger guys a couple reps here and there to make sure when we got to fall camp they knew what they were doing. But we'll see. I literally have not seen Connor throw a football or John Steven throw a football, and so when we go out there and pre-practice on day one on Friday, I'll get to actually see them throw a football, and so we'll see. I mean, I've obviously watched them on their high school highlight tapes and all that kind of stuff, so we'll see how they do and how they how they learn quickly the technique that I'm trying to teach them in footwork and different things like that.
It does seem like you have, though, maybe as many as 4 or 5 guys at that spot that need to get reps. Obviously, Cole and Ty and Dalton, and then the 2 freshmen. Is that, how difficult is that? And have you been in that position before?
Yeah, it is hard, and we have been in that position in the spring. Everybody got a lot of reps, but like I said a little bit earlier, we're looking for the guy to emerge. Whoever that guy is, it doesn't matter. But we want the guy to emerge, and we want to be able to know who it is, and we want to be able to announce it to our team, and we want to be able to, get everybody rallying behind that guy. But it's just up to them, whether it's whoever at quarterback to really emerge and be the guy. And every time you get reps, man, our team gets better. Our team gets in the end zone a lot more than the other people do. The other quarterbacks put them in the end zone, and that's what we're looking for. So we're really looking for whoever. And the number one thing is when you get your opportunity, maybe Connor or John Steven only gets 1 series with the ones. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but hey, you might only get 1 series in fall camp, all of fall camp with the ones. Make the most of that opportunity. Go score, and then you get more reps with those ones, and we see what you can do. So, number one thing is you want opportunity. When you get that opportunity, be ready for it, and then do those other guys get better when you're on the field, and that's what it's all about.
Would you have any second thoughts of going to Coach Morris and saying, "Look, I think a freshman is the guy for the job"?
I wouldn't have no second thoughts. Absolutely. I mean, again, if I feel like one of those freshmen is the best, that'll be the guy. If I feel like those older guys give us the best chance, I'd like to have a package for all of them because they're all a little bit different, and we'll see about that as we go. But there's a lot of things running through my head as what we can do to utilize those guys. It's just a matter of getting into fall camp, getting good at what we want to get good at, getting good at what we do, and then having those wrinkles built in. But I would not have a problem with going to them, whether it be a junior or senior, sophomore, freshman, recruited guy. I mean, whoever. I mean, I want the best guy that's going to put our team in the end zone consistently and allow us to win a lot of games. It's going to allow us to win a lot of championships.
In the meeting rooms, the staff meeting rooms with the full staff, not just offense, defense, what's it like being in there with Coach Chavis, you being the younger guy, he being the older guy?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you can learn a lot from those guys. They've been around. He and Coach Caldwell and Coach Coop and Coach Scott, Coach Smith. I mean, they've all been around, and you learn different things from them. And I also think they learn things from us when it comes to social media, how to get in the kid's hand and Snapchat and all that kind of stuff. I was asked, Coach Caldwell was asked me the other day, you got to teach me how to work Snapchat. So they can learn a lot from us, but when it comes to playing in the SEC or coaching the SEC, those guys bring a lot of knowledge. They've been around, they know, and it's been good to have them around.
Going back to LaMichael Petway, have you had those conversations with him about being the guy and just kind of carrying that spring game?
Yeah, absolutely. The number one event that I can recall really with him is when he made a big play in the spring game. And I brought him over. I said, dude, if you'll do that consistently, you'll be a first rounder. You'll be the next first rounder that we've coached. And so he's really took that and ran with it. And he's had a great summer. You see him getting a lot of extra work in, catching a lot of balls and on his own and doing the things it takes to be the next first round pick to come out of this system. So again, very excited about him as well as all the other receivers that we have. I think we've done a good job of bringing some guys in that are going to help us, and we're excited about that position and really the competition that we're going to have because we only have 3 spots and our best 3 guys got to play.
Does Petway remind you of anybody specifically that you've coached in the past?
He's a lot like Cortland. He's not quite as tall as Cortland was, but from a strength standpoint, from a body standpoint, he's a lot like Cortland was when we first got to SMU, and really had a chance to work with him.
So, have you seen Last Chance U? And your running back room already has a lot of talented guys in it. You had a guy like Rakeem to it. What intrigues you about him?
Well, I mean, when Rakeem came out of high school, I thought he was one of the best in his class. I mean, I knew when we were recruiting him, we didn't have a chance a couple years ago. And but going by in his school and seeing him then and getting a chance to talk to his coach and I mean, I felt like he was one of the best coming out. So to add him along with the other stable of running backs that we have is going to do nothing but bring out the best in everybody. I mean, everybody's going to compete for the job and compete for reps. You know, we're not going to just play one guy anyway. We're going to try to find the guy that's hot and ride that hot horse, and whether it's him or whether it's another guy. But very excited about having him and adding some more depth and adding a really good back to that room that's already a really good room. You know, playing in the SEC West, you're going to need those guys, and I think their biggest challenge is selflessness and being able to be a guy that cheers for each other, that it's a brotherhood, and Raheem, as well as Devois, as well as Chase, as well as whoever's getting those reps, TJ, Malik, whoever's getting those reps, you know, they're pulling for the other guy that's out there. And I think if we'll get to that point where they understand it's a tight group, we need everybody, I think we're going to be pretty special from that room.
TJ, is he one you might put all over the place? I mean, as far as a little receiver here in the slot or some other things?
Yes, sir. We're going. I mean, like I said earlier, we're going to move those guys, and each one of them has a different skill set, which I like. You know, but whether it be TJ or Chase or Devois, whoever, everybody does something a little bit different, and that's what I like. They're not a bunch of clones, and so to be able to move a guy or two here or there, put them out in the slot, put them in the backfield, it just does nothing but give us more weapons that defenses have to prepare for. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for how you can take your skill set and make it the best you can possibly make it, so that when we get in a game, hey, coach can use me in multiple different ways. I just cannot run one play. I'm not just a power guy. I'm not just an inside zone guy.